that should be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But anyways, I hit the live button. Let's see if I am. Yes, it is loading up. Okay, let's go here. That should be a no-brainer. Okay, we are live. Yo, so it's been a minute since we have filmed, or should I say done a live, but welcome to the Undisputed King of Sports. I'm here with Gemini Hoops, and we're gonna do an emergency meeting because I actually had quite a lot of thoughts about this Zubimendi saga, transfer saga, whatever you want to call it. But let me give you the rough brief. So initially, Liverpool came in. I would say apparently Liverpool been trying to talk to this guy for 2 weeks, and the deal was he accepted and moved to Liverpool initially, and Real Sociedad went on a charm offense, basically trying to convince him to stay. And then he started having doubts, started prolonging it, started taking time to make his decision. And then ultimately he rejects Liverpool to stay at his boyhood club, Real Sociedad. Obviously he loves the area, loves the mountains, loves everything about it. And and we're at the point where Liverpool are yet to sign any player this window. They haven't signed one player. And it's not looking good for the club overall. It's looking pretty bad in terms of improving the squad. With how the squad is currently constructed, I do think Liverpool can finish the same as they did last year, because in reality, the other teams haven't improved that much, in my personal opinion. But what do you think?
Hey, this is gonna be like a case study that has to be done in
Because you're a
business
Chelsea
schools.
fan, so he's a Chelsea fan. So it's not like he's a Liverpool fan. There's no bias here.
I mean, it's to me it's crazy. I would have never in a million years thought that you would pass up on a club like that. They're paying you more money. You have a chance to compete at the highest level and win. Like all signs are pointing to hey, take the deal, go to Liverpool. But to turn it down, it's like there's got to be something deeper that we don't know. Personally, to me, I think Liverpool dodged the bullet. I wouldn't want a player like that. I'm like you said, I'm a Chelsea fan. I wouldn't want a player like that at Chelsea. I need winners. I need people who are going to go out there and take the opponent and cut them at the throat and not even bat an eye. And somebody like that is too soft for my liking. I can't go to
Do
battle
you know
with
what I
somebody
think
like
would have
that.
happened? What could have happened? And this is where things may get techie. And this has happened with Granit Xhaka. The reason why Granit Xhaka left Arsenal and went to Leverkusen. He said his family loved Germany. So he agreed to stay like an extra year until and then obviously go back. And people say, why did they sell Xhaka? Why did they sell Xhaka? Xhaka wanted to leave. Xhaka wanted to go back to Germany. We've seen with Dimitri Payet, baller. The streets never forget. So Gemini Hoops, we have this thing in football. We call it the streets never forget. Whereas a baller, guy that's amazing. Now, let's say a streets never forget player will be like an Isaiah Thomas, the short one.
Yeah.
So those players that will have a great season, they're not really Hall of Famers, but you remember that that on their day they did their thing.
Yeah.
He was Dimitri Payet was a streets never forget player. The 2 seasons he was it 2 or 3 seasons? 2 seasons that it was at West Ham. He was amazing. Great dribbling, great ball control, exceptional free kicks, good shooting range. He was doing Rabona for crosses, creative. But the dude requested to leave to go to Marseille and to leave West Ham because he missed being in France and he wanted to be home. He wanted to be at home. I reckon Zubimendi would have done the same thing. If we signed him, we get to January, he probably want to go back. If he does, because there's a very high chance, and there's a lot of players that wanted to go back. And there was rumors for Alvarez. Alvarez apparently wanted to leave Man City for more game time, which I think the game time thing is bullshit because he played more games than Haaland last season. So I don't understand what he's talking about in terms of game time. I think what Alvarez wanted was, and this is apparently rumored, Alvarez wanted to play in a hotter climate. because he went down in team. Atletico Madrid are not better than Man City.
Not even close.
Alvarez played like 38 games last season, and majority of them were starts. He played like one of the most minutes in the Premier League. You could say he didn't feature in the key big games, but that's because Haaland is better than you when it comes to the job of a striker. Yeah, Alvarez got a more all-round game, but Haaland is better than you. So a lot of some of these players, they want to be in hot countries, they want to be in hot climates, they want to be in areas where they feel comfortable, where the food is good. Which, by the way, no disrespect to Spanish people. There's no disrespect to Spanish people. I'm gonna be very real when I say this. Is their food really that good? Like, to be I'm just being honest. Is their food really that good? like
Dude, I've been to both the UK and Spain, and nah, paella. There's no way I turn doubling up my pay just to be able to eat paella
No,
two
but
times a week.
that's my point,
That's
man.
crazy.
Like, plus Spain and England are so close together, man. If you can make Spanish food in the UK, well, like, unless you're one
My
of those
question
people that want
is,
to go out to eat.
hey, you're based in the UK, so my
Yeah.
question is for you, like, what is so bad with the UK where Brazilians and Spanish players, everybody want to avoid coming to play in the UK? Like, what is
Number
so
one,
bad with it? Like,
weather. It's not always hot. UK weather's very bipolar, so sometimes it can be sunny, sometimes it can be rainy, sometimes we can have all of them all at once in one day. But ultimately, language barrier. The fact that Ronaldinho played in Spain, Neymar played in Spain, R9 played in Spain. So a lot of their idols growing up played in Spain, and a lot of them growing up, that was their team. It's like Nigerians with playing in the Premier League. They grew up
yeah,
watching those players. They grew up watching Kanu, JJ Kocha, all of those guys. So they gravitate to playing in the Prem. Sadio Mane wanted to play in the Prem. All of these players wanted to play in the Prem. So it's just no different to them. Like, African players want to play in the Prem. South American players want to play in Spain. Unless you're in a Sergio Aguero situation where I was already in Spain, so I'm going to England, so it's a different situation. But it's different for everybody, man. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to what is your goal in football? What is your goal in football? Because at the end of the day, like, you got a short career. And that's why when people say I'm crazy for saying this, deal. Gerrard should have gone to Chelsea. I'm gonna stay on this. Gerrard should have gone to Chelsea. You already won the Champions League with Liverpool, but Gerrard should have definitely gone to Chelsea. Anyway, Gerrard should have definitely gone to Chelsea. Chelsea was the better move for him. Chelsea was, because you won the Champions League. You tempted to win the league a couple of times with Liverpool. If Gerrard won the league with Liverpool, a lot of people are looking at Gerrard differently. That's just the reality of it, and this is just me being objective as a Liverpool fan. If Gerrard won the league, people would hold Gerrard to higher esteem, because here's the thing about it in reality in sports: people respect winners.
yeah,
No one respects losers in sports. When you're a guy that had a great career, you got a great resume, and you done that much, like that. This is what I don't understand about this, and this is what Zubimendi needs to understand. Maybe the Real Sociedad allow him to retire because they're mid-table club, and they might do that. But realistically, what it ultimately comes down to is this: clubs will throw you to the wayside when they don't need you. When they don't want you, they'll throw you to the waistline, like what they're doing, what Chelsea's doing with what's that guy that they got, the centre back? I can see his face. Chalobah. What they're doing with Chalobah? Is it Chalobah? I need double check. But there's a centre back that Chelsea's doing it with, and what they're doing with him is they're making him train on his own. They're not allowing him to be a part of the team. They're not allowing him to, they left him behind. They didn't take him on. It's Trevor Chalobah. They didn't take him on preseason tour because they said he surplus requirements. So they're not taking him with them on tour. Other way around, you're looked at as the villain, as the player. The player got to put themselves first. If the best decision is for you to leave, you leave. If the best decision for you to stay, you stay. You don't Loyalty means nothing in football. Yes, obviously, I want Trent Alexander-Arnold to stay at Liverpool. But if Real Madrid offer him a lucrative contract, he got to go. He got to go. Like, he got to go. Like, because at the end of the day, this is you. At the end of the day, you got to make as much money as you can, and you got to play in a situation where it can guarantee you wins. But what were you going to say?
Well, with this, obviously, I think you hit the nail right on the head. You got to ask yourself, what do you want to benefit out of football? And I think that's the main question people don't really know when they go after some of these players. They need to ask that main question. Hey, what is your goals? Zubimendi, maybe he already achieved his goal was to win Euros. That could be his goal. Like, we don't know that. Like, and he's done that, and he's happy where he's at. It's
Let me see how many drunks he's won in his career. I'm curious now. I'm seeing how much he's won. But you know the worst part about the Euros is?
What?
Dude was a bench player for every game. Every game.
Well, that means he knows he's not that type of guy. If he's not even starting,
he's a bench player because Rodri's ahead of him. And everyone, you know why Rodri's ahead of him? Because Rodri's at a well-established club at Man City, and Rodri's better than him. But when you go, here's the thing that people need to understand: when you go to a big club actually puts you high, makes you actually be higher in the pecking order. When you're at a smaller club, you don't really got that clout, you don't got that juice. Okay, so Zubimendi's won one thing with Real Sociedad in 2019, the Copa del Rey. Okay.
Isn't that like the FA Cup?
Yep. So he's maxed out what he's done. Why is he staying? He ain't never gonna win the league. He's maxed out what he's done. He can't do any more. There's literally nothing more you can do. There's literally vibes from here.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing more you can do.
Damn. Well, there's nothing more he's gonna do at Liverpool. Well, you have McAllister there ahead of him.
No, him and McAllister would have been a good partnership, good double pivot. Allow McAllister to have a license go forward, and he monitors. That would be the perfect double pivot. I'm not gonna lie. Zubimendi going to Liverpool. We become a massively defensively solid, and I'm not gonna lie. We could actually win the league if we had a Zubimendi in that team. That's how highly I rated the dude and how much he fitted the system. Because the reason why Liverpool wanted Zubimendi was we wanted a defensive midfielder that can also create. And the reason being is when it comes down to low blocks, a destroyer is not needed. A guy that can because Liverpool have Endo. Endo's a good player. I saw him ball out in the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea to the point where he ran so much dude left the arena on crutches because his muscles were that sore because he played in extra time, and people was making jokes saying the earth is this percent of I can't remember what the joke was, but they said the earth is like 70% water, so like 30% water, and the rest is covered by Endo, something crazy like that. They were gassing him up that much because of how much ground he covered, and he did do his thing. But the problem is Endo ain't that great on the ball. Endo is the equivalent of having a rim protector versus a perimeter defender. But Zubimendi's like the two flex. I can do both. Endo's like, I'll mop up behind. I'll clear it up. I'll clear up everything. I'll mop it up behind, and I give it the ball.
It's like he'll play on the perimeter, and he'll also protect the rim too.
Yes. So he'd be like, Zubimendi will do. So I can clear it up, but I can see that pass through into Nunes. I can pass him behind. And against low blocks, you want as many creative people as possible, because what's going to happen is they're going to sit back, and then the whole team is going to try and come onto you. They're going to try and sit. You're going to have to try and sit back, and you're going to have to find ways to break down that low block. So Liverpool know we're going to be playing against a lot of low blocks this season. I said we're going to play against a lot of low blocks. We even need our defensive midfielder to be good on the ball, because him trying to give it to McAllister all the time ain't going to cut it. You're going to have to create at some spurts. And that's why we wanted Zubimendi. Because defensively, there's a lot of things that Endo can do better than Zubimendi, but with how Liverpool wanted to structure, especially with the double pivot, we wanted a guy that can create at a respectable level, that can be good on the ball, that can be good in possession. Endo's the guy that, okay, I'm not good in possession, but out of possession, I'll win the ball back and I'll give it to somebody else that knows what to do.
Yeah.
I will intercept the ball. I will win my aerial duels, win a lot of headers, and then give it to somebody that can actually do the whole thing. Zubimendi can do a little bit of. He's not as great off the ball as Endo, but we wanted him for the on-ball ability, the ability to be able to be a deep lying playmaker, and the ability to defend as well. That's why
Mm.
Liverpool were looking for him specifically, and that type of defensive midfielder is very, very rare because not a lot of defensive midfielders can do that type of skill set, especially a defensive midfielder that can do that is not at a big club. He's like the only one that can do that is not at a big club. You got your Chuamenis, your Camavingas, those guys can do it. But hey, man, it is what it is. And I'm hearing Liverpool trying to say that they gotta be bluffing, man. Because Trey Ione, man, don't put too much pressure on that boy, man. That boy just turned 17, man. Great player, got a lot of potential, man. But
Hey man, everybody's looking for that next star, man. They're gonna throw him out there.
I've seen his physique. He ain't ready for that position. And it's not like I'm saying he's skinny, because I've seen Fabinho was skinny and players like that were skinny. Is that his body's of a child. You know what I mean? Like you can
Looks
see,
malnourished. He doesn't look like he's developed.
yeah, you can see. Let me show you Trey Iron. He's a great player as well. He scored a really good goal. He kind of reminds me of a young Pogba. Let me see if I Trey Ione. Yeah, Trey Ione. Yeah. Like you can him and what's his name? Him and Yamin Yamal are the same age, but Yamin Yamal physically is more developed than him, and Yamin Yamal is not that developed when you look at him.
Yeah.
Yo, check your wait, shit, I sent the wrong shit. Hold up, I sent the wrong shit. What the hell?
I hope you didn't send me a nudie.
Nah, that'll be crazy. Nah, I linked you a video. Okay, look what I sent you.
Yeah.
You can see what I mean. He ain't ready, man. Look at his physique. He ain't ready.
Yeah, man. This kid, he still looks wet beyond the years, man.
Yeah, because he's 17. He just turned 17.
And they called him. Hey, didn't he? Wasn't he one of those people that Klopp called up during the Carabao Cup?
Yeah. No, he didn't play in that final because they say they don't want to rush him, so he don't constantly train with the first team. But I've seen him on the ball and I've seen him in the academy. He looks amazing, and I've seen him. He made his debut. He made his debut in one of the cup games, and he looked phenomenal. He was great. He was great. I just don't think, because the thing about being a defensive midfielder, that's a very physical position. You have to get stuck into tackles. You have to be good in the air. Yeah. Okay. You have to be good in the air. You have to be doing a lot of these stuff. And I don't think that he has that. His body's developed that like that. He will get injured if he plays in that position.
Yeah, I think that's why they get a lot of those. They bring in a lot of players from Africa to come fill that role.
Yeah. What I will say is though, for an attacker it's different, because attacker you don't have to be as physical. For a defensive midfielder you gotta be physical. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Now McAllister's gonna have to do a lot of work, man. He's gonna play a lot of games. He's gonna be having to cover a lot. He might have to play 2 roles at the same time, because the person next to him, just know, is naturally not gonna be there. Ryan Gravenberch is our best bet, but he just he's a good player as well. He just can't defend. Man. He's like, he could probably develop into defender because he has the physique and he's got the height. He's 6'4". He's 6'4", 21 years old.
6'4".
Yes, Ryan. Yo, do you know Dutch people are like that's like one of the most tallest countries.
Yeah, they're like those other Scandinavians. They're so tall.
Yeah. Ryan Gravenberch's like 6'3". Let me see how tall Ryan Gravenberch. That he's a big dude. Alright, let me see real quick. Height. Okay, height. Yeah, Ryan Gravenberch is 6'2". And he got the physique for you. He just don't have the He just don't know how to defend. That's really his issue. He don't know how to defend.
Yeah.
So now you're resting it on him learning how to defend because I'm the first game of the season. He's playing the double pivot with McAllister. McAllister might have to carry him a little bit, but looking at how he looked in preseason, he looked pretty sharp. Got a good half turn. But one thing I don't like, and I've told you this about Dutch players. Dutch players are allergic to being physical. The midfield, they're just technical. They have all the physical attributes, but they want to be technical. It's like having an 80-inch reach, but you want to do inside fighting against a guy that has a 64-inch reach. Why?
Oh,
Why? You
that's
got
a
all
dumb.
this advantage. Why?
It's like play to your advantage.
Yeah,
Hey, but
it's like being seven
that could
foot
be
and you
also a
trying you want
cultural
to sell
thing.
for jumpers.
Could be a cultural thing on how they train them
No, it
over
is
there,
a
where they,
cultural thing. That's how they brought up to be. They were brought up to be technically sound and no
yeah,
use of physicality. If they can blend that with their size, they would win a lot of games because they'll just be too physically strong.
not just a lot of games. Like they'll even win international competitions. Because
Yeah,
I'm
that's why
like,
they
dude,
don't win. They never use their
yeah, because it's
size.
like you guys are too. You don't play to your advantage. You're trying to make the game harder than it should be for you. It's okay to rely on your physical advantages and certain stuff. Like that's
No,
what
they
God
but
bless
they
you. Use it.
but the problem with football is, and this has been a big issue with football. They're so obsessed with quote unquote playing the right way. It's like boxing. Hitting like the sweet science is not just about hitting or get hit. The sweet science. So when people forget the hitting part, people just look at the freaking Mayweather defense and just think that's the only way I can do. No, there's other ways you can actually box. You don't have to hit
Yeah.
or not get hit. You can do the sweet science by being a Mike Tyson guy, inside fighter. Sweet science by by boxing and moving. There's so many different ways like boxing is not meant to be fought at one style. Same with football. There's so many different ways to play football, and there's so many different attributes that you can use. That's why I don't get mad at people being a pace merchant. I'm a big fan of pace merchants, but if you got pace, use it. Why shouldn't you use
Yeah.
it? You got it. Use it. You're gonna be cooked when that shit's gone. But use it while you got it. Is an advantage. But
Yeah.
yeah, back to Zubimendi. So I got a question for you. What do you think is next for his career?
We forget about him.
I'm gonna go like, man. This is sounding like Nabil. I've seen
We're
players.
gonna forget about him.
I've
He's
seen.
gonna rot as he's gonna rot at Real Sociedad. Maybe by the time he's like 32, he'll be like, "Oh, I want to get a chance at a big time club." But by then, I
They're
looked
not
at
gonna
his
sign
game. I
him.
was like,
They're not gonna
"Ah,
sign him. This ain't like
yeah, you're
basketball
gonna,
where you could actually get into a championship winning team at 31. People,
yeah,
people, people love signing players that are young. We don't like teams don't like signing players that are basically past it. Real Madrid.
and
Look at Real Madrid's whole team. They're all in their 20s, all in their mid to late, like early 20s. They don't. Real Madrid don't sign players that are basically heading out of their prime or just on the back end of their prime. They sign players that are either entering it or just started it. And there's a
and
reason for that.
football's an interesting sport because they start a lot younger compared to like other sports out there, where like 32 in basketball is not 32, 33. That's not old. Like you're on the tail end. Like this is your last hurrah. Like of 3 to 4 years of you being great, but you can still be signed. But in soccer, 32, 33, it's like, dog, they're about to give you your flowers and your exit papers.
Exactly. Like look at Van Dijk. Van Dijk's 32 years old. Got 12 months left in his deal. And Liverpool are not in a rush to give him a new contract.
Yeah.
And if he gets a new
Like,
contract,
man, now that I think about it,
I
in
guarantee
other
you,
sports,
they're gonna give him. If I guarantee you, they're gonna try and give him a 2-year deal or an extra year. And guess what? He's gonna be pissed off because he's gonna want a 4-year deal. He's gonna want a 3-year deal because he wants that security, and it's gonna be difficult to get that security because teams don't want to commit to a guy that is gonna be 35 by the time his deal's up.
yeah. And what's so kind of crazy? Like, athletically, just looking at it athletically, when you're in your early 30s, up until the age of 35, you're really at your peak in athleticism. Why I say that is this for professional athletes, because this is the point where the physical and the mental are at its highest. After that age of 35, the physical goes down. The mental is still little high, probably even still ascending higher, but you don't have the physical attributes to match it.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. I was talking about this. I think I was talking about this with my brother the other day. I was saying to him, I generally believe if a player focuses and keeps himself in shape, don't get crazy injuries,
Yeah.
or if they get injuries not extensive. To me, I reckon you can stretch your prime out to like 34, 35. I reckon you
Oh
could do
yeah,
that.
definitely.
I
Oh, easy.
reckon you
Yeah.
could do that. Like, like I've always maintained that. I know that's possible, but the problem is the reason why you don't see that is because most players are not serious. That's really it.
I
Most
know.
players are not serious. Hazard
Yeah.
started getting injured because he's not serious. Because when he should have built his body up to be strong, dude starts trying to take it serious. His body's breaking down because dude never treated his body right. Dude relied on being young and being able to recover quick,
Yeah.
and that's a very dangerous metric to do because once you get to a certain age, your body's just gonna fall apart. And the thing about the whole Zubimendi thing is the reason why this deal is so bad because the dude can get injured continuously and Sociedad don't want to sell him or force him out the club because that's a possibility. Because here's the thing, yeah, you're loyal to a club that won't be loyal to you back. I saw
That's
Steven
good.
Gerrard get forced out of Liverpool, and he was Mr. Liverpool. To a lot of people, he was Liverpool's greatest player of all time, and he
You
got
think he
forced out of
is?
Liverpool. It's either him, Kenny Dalglish, or that. Premier League era, yes, he is. Salah's up there as well, but but um, but yeah, a lot of people looked up to Steven Gerrard, and I saw him get forced out.
Yeah.
I saw him get told that he was not needed after rejecting Chelsea and rejecting Real Madrid 3 times. So, so when you see all this stuff like these clubs aren't loyal to you, man. They're not loyal to
They're
you.
not.
Like
They're not.
they don't care about you. Everything's a business. So when I see Zubimendi, it's like I love this club so much. Like when you break your leg, or if you break your leg, they're gonna just look at you and go, okay, your leg's hurt. When you coming back, will you be the same again? If you're not the same, let's try and move him on before anybody notices that he's damaged goods. Because that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know they do that. They try and move players on, but when they see that they're damaged goods, they try and move them on before anybody else sees it.
Yep. So they get at least like hoodwink that team and like hopefully, we can get something high off of him and then he's off our books. We don't
Yep.
have to deal with it again.
That's what happened to Thomas Lamar was meant to be the next big thing with Mbappe because it was him, Mbappe, Bakayoko, Fabinho, Bernardo Silva, and Radamel Falcao. But Falcao was a bit on the older side. Mbappe
Yeah.
was playing with those guys. They actually won the league together, and they had the deep run in the Champions League and knocked out Man City as well. Though it was those guys. Thomas Lamar and Mbappe were like the two. They were like 1A and 1B at the time. Thomas Lamar tried to go to Liverpool, the deal and Arsenal, deal fell through. Tried to go to Liverpool, deal fell through. A couple of years later, he ends up going to Atletico Madrid. Dude turns out to be a scrub.
Mm.
Nabil Fekir, deal got agreed with Liverpool. Was meant to sign for Liverpool. I was hyped for to sign Nabil Fekir. Guess what happened? Dude failed the medical. Apparently there was an issue with his knee. Liverpool decided, nope, we don't want to do with a dodgy knee. He ends up going to Real Betis. He's at Real Betis now. Nobody remembers who he is. Dude's won nothing, career nothing. These stuff has happened multiple times. Yevhen Konoplyanka, his name is Ukrainian. He was meant to.
Hmm.
I saw him. I wanted him at Liverpool really bad. He was meant to be next thing, big thing. Ends up going to Sevilla. Nobody remembers him. Does nothing with his career. Like he was meant to be like Ukraine, the guy for Ukraine. Ends up doing nothing. So, hey man, you gotta take the opportunity where you can, man. Sport, like you've seen it in sports where a player makes a move to a team, and the team just is such a bad fit that they never recover from it. And before you know it, in the NBA, out the league. NBA is what? NBA, you guys punish them more. They end up out the league.
Yeah, and you'll be out the league. Like
Football, you
there
just
ain't
rot
no,
on a bad team.
nah, there ain't no bad team. Like I mean, there
You
are
guys
bad
just
teams.
straight up slap them out the league.
It's like to me in sports, I don't know why some of these guys don't get it. Again, growing up in the academy system, like that style of play, I could see why they could get hoodwinked to that. Whereas here in the U.S., it's not so much because you kind of look at it like you kind of trained at an early age. This is a business. You treat yourself like you're a business entity.
But
So there is
you
no
know why it's like
loyalty.
this here. because being loyal is praised here. Being a fan favorite, doing it for the fans is praised here. Like you guys over there with basketball, you can win a championship. I mean, if they don't pay me more money, I'd rather go somewhere else and pay more money than run it back, or less money.
Yeah,
Like that happens all the time. Like you guys, people be moving. I'm like in football, like oh, I'm winning here. I want good money. I'll stay. So what
yeah,
Zubimendi did in terms of sports is very. I can see it, but it's very 90s esque football. Matt Letitia and all that stuff. And people say Matt Letitia was good. Matt Letitia wasn't good as Zidane. And guess what? Even if he was as good as Zidane, we never know because he played for Southampton his whole entire career. Didn't do anything. He turned down all these big clubs. Alan Shearer, his legacy is hinged on one Premier League title with, with Blackburn. Dude scored all them goals. Only has one Premier League. All-time Premier League top goal scorer. One Premier League.
yeah. But
Scored
you know,
over
back then,
300 goals.
I don't even know if it really is loyalty or like the fear of the unknown. I think a lot of those people were like, they didn't know what was going to be next. Take for example, back like in the basketball terms, look at Scottie Pippen. He signed even the manager of the Bulls at the time when he gave him that deal was like, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" If somebody's asking you this, he signed a long term deal because he's somebody that came from, I guess, maybe not so well of a background,
So
but he just
he
wanted that
wanted
security.
the mellow.
Yeah, he wanted this financial security. I put that in quotations when people were telling him, dude, there's going to be more money in the future coming into the league. Like, this is a terrible deal. Don't do that. They end up doing this type of stuff and then end up want to blame everybody else at the end. So it's like that fear of the unknown where they just rather be in, have their comfort. Like, okay, I know this. I don't want to take a risk, and I'm like, dog, you gotta take risks. Fortune favors the bold, man.
Okay, let me tell you. Do you wanna know what Zubimendi said to why he turned down Arsenal? Because I reckon it's gonna be similar. Okay. Okay, turns down Liverpool. Let's find out why it turned down Arsenal. Arsenal. Okay. So it says Zubimendi rejects Liverpool in dramatic U-turn. The Reds thought he agreed to move. So Liverpool actually thought he agreed to move.
Mm.
You know what's so funny? A Liverpool fan asked him, "Are you gonna join Liverpool?"
What do you say?
He just smiled at the dude.
This guy. Oh, man, Zubimendi, dog.
So he did the
Taco.
same thing 3 times.
Hey, how crazy would that be if, like, after like the season starts by the January transfer window, he's already telling Real Sociedad to sell him, or he's not reporting to the club?
What's that?
How crazy would that be by January transfer window? Zubimendi's telling Real Sociedad to sell him, or he's not reporting back.
What would the reason be?
I think he froze.
Hello,
You said
hello.
what?
Yeah, you froze. I said, what would the reason be?
Like he just realized, like, oh, I made a mistake. I don't want to be here. It's time because they promised him that they're going to build a
Man, they're
Champions
not
League.
building no championship team, man. They don't have money, man. He knows
So
that
that's what I'm
ain't that
saying.
shit, man. What
That's what I'm
championship
saying. Like,
team? What championship team? They're a stepping stone club, bro. They
yeah,
offered to him for a new contract. Was still worse than Liverpool's first offer. They don't have
yeah.
money like that, man. It's not like Nico Williams, where Nico Williams is on 200 grand a week at Atletico Bilbao. This dude was not getting pictures, not getting no man. He did this shit because he wants to stay with his family and friends and be comfortable and be happy and let's make it easy.
Yeah.
But I do remember, I can't find the quote. I do remember Zubimendi saying, and Zubimendi actually said this. He said, "I'm not worried about football. My future's with Real Sociedad. I love Real Sociedad so much." Such an idiot, man. Yes, I am very,
He's
very salty. Okay, according to Fabrizio Romano, this is what he said. Martin Zubimendi rejects Liverpool after he did the same thing with Bayern Munich and Arsenal in recent years. Unconditional love for Real Sociedad as he's staying and open to signing a new deal. Contract proposal for Real Sociedad is way lower than Liverpool's contract bid. You okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So the contract is way lower. So what you sign a new contract for? What does that do for you? If it's not about money, what does the new contract do?
He must have like some sort of like some people threatening his life if he leaves.
Now, did you see that video of that guy that said he said he wishes bad on Zubimendi.
Yeah. He said he also clarified the process of how release clauses work. Triggers on like this is how it works in Spain. When a player leaves a club, Spain release clause is triggered by the player.
So here's another thing that Fabrizio said. Zubimendi has rejected Liverpool formal communication to the club tonight. Real Sociedad's efforts to keep Zubi crucial to making this happen. He is staying with a new deal also ready soon. Zubimendi informed Richard Hughes tonight. So he told the Liverpool Sporting Director that he's not going anywhere. Do you know what's so funny about this whole thing?
What?
The funny thing about this whole thing about Zubimendi, yeah, is Real Sociedad see this as a victory. Do you know what I don't understand about players like that, clubs like that? Where's the self-awareness? You guys aren't winning nothing. You guys are no disrespect. You guys are losers. You aren't winning nothing, man. Just take the money and just keep it moving. Develop a new talent, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, do you feel like you guys need a new goalkeeper?
No, we got the best goalkeeper in the world, but we're signing a new goalkeeper to future-proof that position.
That guy from Georgia.
Yeah, he's really
Georgia.
He was one of the best goalkeepers in that tournament. We're signing him to future-proof. Do you know what Chelsea did with Courtois? So Chelsea signed Courtois, loaned him out to Atletico Madrid for 2 years because Czech was still in his prime. Courtois comes back, they boot Czech out, put Courtois in goal, and Courtois ends up being a good goalkeeper. And then Courtois stabs him in the back saying, "I miss Spain. I want to go to Spain."
He's going back to Real Madrid.
Yeah, and he goes to Real Madrid because he said he misses Spain. Because that's what I'm telling you. That's what these some of these players do, man. They be playing for the area.
Yeah.
They are not playing for winning. They're playing because this place sounds so nice, man. The weather, the wind, all that stuff, man. What does this mean, man? I'm here to kick ball. This is job. This is work.
Yep.
I'm here to compete.
It's a different mentality, but I think a lot of those guys just grew up so comfortable, like that European lifestyle.
Dude's like, dude wants to retire with 2 trophies won. I'm not like this dude has me getting cooked.
You want to know who soccer needs back?
Who?
May his soul rest in peace, Mino Raiola. He needed an agent like that.
Someone else gonna tell him that, yo, bro, you're leaving.
Yeah. Somebody like
his agent wants him to leave.
Never have left
It's so funny. His agent wants him to leave. He don't want to go. His agent's been trying to move him on. They've told him. His whole camp said this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and he turned it down. He don't care.
Oh.
Everybody in this camp told him that this is the perfect time to leave, and he ignored it.
My gosh, to me that's
dude
crazy.
Ain't trying to do anything, man. He just vibing. It's just vibes, man. His career is vibes. He's putting his effort, win a couple of pointless games. He will never win the league. And I'm hearing that Mbappe is looking incredibly sharp in training, and they're saying he's looking amazing. And he's looking like the real deal, and everybody's so impressed with Mbappe right now. So, yeah. And we're probably going to lose Luis Diaz as well. Because
to who?
Barcelona won him because Nico Williams rejected Barcelona to stay at Atletico Bilbao.
I don't know why Barcelona will go for Luis Diaz, man. That's a waste.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Him and Nico Williams put up the same numbers. This is Nico Williams' first good season of numbers. Normally, his numbers wise is good. Now Luis Diaz
No,
will peak for.
from what I watched, Nico Williams is better than Luis Diaz. From what I watched in terms of production, I'll take Nico Williams over Luis
Trust me.
Diaz.
This season that you've just seen is an outlier.
I
Dude's
don't
played
know,
over
man.
300 games and got like less than. They got like 30 for 20 goals, man.
Who?
Nico Williams. Nico Williams played a lot. He's been around for ages.
Hey, are you getting confused with his brother Inaki?
No.
Maybe if
I'm saying no. Nico Williams has been around. He was in the last Euros.
Okay.
For
Nah,
Spain.
like, but from
Yeah,
what
he
I've
was in the last Euros.
seen,
He was like 18, 19. The only thing that he has, him and Luis Diaz play pretty much exactly the same. Except Luis Diaz is more explosive.
eye test tells me go Nico Williams. Luis Diaz, if he can't beat his man,
No,
he's
he can beat his
useless.
man. He can beat his man. The reason why he couldn't beat his man
If
before
he
was
can't, he's useless. I didn't see him do anything for Colombia during
no.
this Copa America.
The reason why Luis Diaz hasn't been able to beat his man is because pre-injury Luis Diaz was the best version. That injury kind of messed him up, and then his dad got kidnapped, and then he came back and it was kind of like shaky. People forget that his dad got kidnapped, and he came back from he had surgery on like his knee. Because before that knee surgery, when we were looking terrible that season, Luis Diaz was our best player. I thought he was playing like he was on drugs. Even against Man City, when he should have scored, he was destroying Rodri. Kyle Walker was struggling. It's just Luis Diaz. The issue with him sometimes is, and I've been in that position. He does too much. When you do too much, you dribble past like 7 people, run full pelt with your own pace. He gets tired, so the decision making at the end gets a little bit sloppy.
Yeah,
Nico Williams can't do what Luis Diaz can do in terms of that explosive speed.
Yeah.
And the ability to change directions and all that stuff. Under this manager, he will cook if he stays. But Luis Diaz, to get him out of Liverpool, will be very expensive. Barcelona's gonna have to drop it 60 to 70 M's. They're gonna have to drop 60 to 70 M's because Liverpool bought Luis Diaz for like 40.
Oh, they got to steal.
So yeah, because he was from the Portuguese league, and I remember he teared up Man City. Pre-injury Diaz was so different, man. Oh man, he was so good. But yeah, Nico Williams got high ceiling though. But look, in terms of the left winger market, that's the best left winger that Barcelona can afford. They're not gonna get. Actually, I would even go out my way for Leao, but they're not gonna get Leao. They're not gonna get Cavasquelia. They can't get Pedro Neto, who signed for Chelsea. Which, by the way, that's a gamble by Chelsea. You know that player I told you about. I said he's as injury prone as Kawhi is right now. I was being disrespecting Kawhi. I found out recently, this dude averages for club and country, it's 36 games missed a season.
Who's that?
Pedro Neto, the winger that Chelsea signed. They signed him for 60 mil.
That guy is.
He is very, very injury prone. Very injury prone. Amazing player when he's fit, but he's so injury prone. People are saying his hamstrings are made out of cheese strings.
What?
Nah, man, the dude is so injury prone. Like John, he said he became friends with Reece James because they were talking about recovery methods because they were both always injured. Do you know Reece James hasn't played a full season? He's only played one full season his whole entire career.
I feel like Reece James
and
only
he's
gets
injured again right now.
I feel like he only gets brought up as relevant to me because his sister plays soccer. If it doesn't have anything to do with his sister,
Reece James is a good player. The issue is with him is he's too injury prone. I think his injuries is down to. I think he needs to cut down on the weight, man. I think he's too big.
Yeah, he does look it.
I think he's too like right backs aren't built like that, man. But he's built too big. Like,
Then
dude,
they
get
have him
injured
switch positions.
again, man.
Let him be a center back.
Nah, his
So
body's breaking down. Nah, man, I'm skeptical about that guy's career.
The
Let me see.
person who I'm
Let me see.
skeptical
I'm gonna
about.
look at how many games he played. Okay, he's only played 100. Nah, he's injury prone as hell, man. Okay, let me look at it. Stats.
Person I'm skeptical about that I'm afraid of is my guy Neymar.
Oh
This
yeah,
may
because he
be
had a torn meniscus and a ACL injury.
take it from me, I tore my patellar tendon. Those knee injuries are no joke, man. It psychologically messes you up too because every time you're coming back and you're feeling it, you're like, dog, this could be the last time.
No, there's no way. You telling me Reece James only played 10 games last season?
Not surprised.
Let me see the year before. He must have played more games the year before. 16. Yeah, this guy's too injury prone. 16 games last season in the Premier League. You know it's a 38 game season, and you're only playing 16.
Yeah.
Season before 26. That's not enough. You gotta be at least playing 30. 26 is not enough. Let's see 2020, 2021. So, the last time he played a full season in Gemini Hoops was 4 years ago.
Woo.
And he only played 32 games.
He may not be the same player. Well, for sure, definitely not the same player. For sure, definitely not the same player.
Too injury prone.
Yeah.
Way too injury prone. 11 games last season is crazy. That's literally nothing. And when I mean 11 games, I mean 11 games in all competitions. That's nothing. Like he's Chelsea's captain.
Hey, Chelsea just needs to sell these players, man. I'm over them all.
They need to sell a lot of players, but when you got 7-year contracts, nobody wants to buy them. They're hard to move on.
Dude, I'm so
guy that has 7-year contracts.
I'm so depressed for this upcoming season. I may not even watch them, man. I think I gotta switch fan bases. I'm trying to think of a new team.
First game of the season only against Man City.
Dude, I'm thinking about a new team to support. I don't even know who, but I want to watch a new league. I don't know whether to watch Serie A or put more emphasis on Bundesliga.
Yeah, Bayern probably gonna win that shit.
Like always, that's why I don't even want to care to watch it. La Liga shows up more for me on my TV, so we'll see.
But hey, man, it is what it is.
Hey, don't get flamed like that, man. Don't let them flame you so bad like that.
Man, I got no comebacks, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's literally nothing I can do. I ain't gonna lie, man. I just go wait until the ball gets kicked. Because it's all fun and games until a ball gets kicked, man. Chelsea fans can be flexing, laughing at Liverpool, saying they signed all these players, man. Say they signed Caicedo and whatnot. But like I said, it's all fun and games until a ball gets kicked.
So, who you got winning the...
Who I got winning the Premier League?
Who you got winning? Yeah.
Man, see. I'm not gonna lie. If we signed Zubimendi, I would have said Liverpool. But it doesn't matter. Either way, Nunes is dropping 26 goals this season.
26? Hey,
He's dropping 26 in all competition. In all competition, that's not that much. He's probably gonna play like
40. Oh no, yeah, okay. I thought you meant in league competitions. But you said all competitions.
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
I did say on Twitter that he's scoring for hat-trick first game of the season.
Pin it. Let's see if it comes true. Pin that.
It probably won't. But it's just funny to say. People say he's not a starting striker. But I'm telling you, I'm telling people right now, Jota may start. Nunes will take his place.
Who's your number 10?
Who's my number 10 for Liverpool? Probably gonna be Szoboszlai or like. Man, I'm pissed off. Why did we sell Carvalho, man? I wanted to keep Carvalho. He had a great preseason, a good player, man. Do you know what people described it as? With Carvalho.
What?
Carvalho's like, imagine, you're digging, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that meme where you're digging. I'm inside here and I'm digging. On the other side, if I
Yeah.
dig a bit more, I'm gonna see diamonds. I'm gonna see diamonds. What Liverpool did
Oh,
is they turned
yeah.
their back around when they're about to see diamond with this guy, where this guy was about to cook, and sold the dude. That dude is
Be
gonna be
like
a special, special player, and he's gonna get a big move to like a Tottenham eventually because he's a good player, a very good
what
player.
I would say, like if Liverpool had a player like a James Madsen at that 10 spot, I'd say Darwin Núñez can actually do like 20 something, like 26 goals in league competition if they had a James
Here's the thing
Madsen.
about Nunes. No matter what you do, man, you could put a vegetable at number 10. Nunes will still get a bunch of chances. He knows how to
Yeah.
create chances for himself. He knows how to create chances out of nothing. If he starts finishing, he's gonna get if Nunes starts finishing at let's say Nunes finishes at a Haaland rate. Nunes getting 50 goals in all comps
Yeah.
because he gets so many chances. We saw it in Copa America. That dude's guaranteed a chance every game, like 4 or 5 chances every game. It's whether he's gonna score any of them, and he don't even need to score all of it. You just need to score one, maybe two, depending on what the game requires you to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think he's gonna have a big season. Liverpool need to sign number 6. Liverpool need to sign a left back. Liverpool need to sign a centre back, and Liverpool need to sign a Mo Salah replacement because Salah's 32 years old, with 12 months left on his contract. So you need to find someone else that's gonna replace him. But Liverpool are telling me they're not gonna sign a number 6. The reason why Liverpool don't win the league when they should win the league last year and a couple of years before is because Liverpool do not strengthen to the best of their ability. They have these half
Mm.
baked windows where you go, why didn't we do more? Because we could have done more, but
Yeah.
we just actively chose not to do more because we are very selective. It's like a guy, yeah,
Okay.
that has never gotten a chick, but he wants the baddest chick in the room. You've been with nobody. You've been rejected by mid. How are you gonna go for a
Yeah.
chick that's up there?
Yeah.
You can't even get anything.
Yeah.
It's like Jake Paul beating a YouTuber and goes, "Yeah, I want Canelo." How? You're not on
It's
that
like,
level. That's the
yeah.
same. That's the same thing. Liverpool have this act of being very very selective. I get you being selected. I get Liverpool's top 2 biggest club in England. I get that. But you can't sit here and tell me that there's no defensive midfielders that
Yeah.
are good enough to play that position for Liverpool that you cannot sign. Because a lot of players
Hey
want to take
man.
Liverpool. Zubimendi's a weirdo, so we don't really talk about him because he is a weirdo. Let's be real. Yeah, yes, your boyhood club and this and that. He's a weirdo that don't understand the game. No offense to you, Zubimendi, if you're watching this video. You like I really, oh man, I dare you to write a book when you retire saying that I should have joined Liverpool. Like I dare you because you know them players like I had all these opportunities. I should have done it, but I don't know what I was thinking, man. I just thought to myself, man.
Does he live like a pretty flamboyant lifestyle? Because I mean, if
Nope,
he does,
I don't know. I know nothing about him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not know who this guy was 3 years ago, and he's 25 years old. I did not know who he was 3 years ago.
mm.
I did not know. Dude's gonna be trying to be one club player as much as he wants.
Hey, you want to know what's crazy though?
But,
I just found out. So Leicester City is back in the Prem.
yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy balled out in the championship again. Jamie Vardy having one of the he has one of the most fairy tale careers of all time. Dude played at almost every tier of football.
Woo. Well, shouts out to them. Shouts out to them,
Got to the
dude.
Premier League at 27 years old. A few years later, won the Premier League. Had the record of most goals in consecutive games. He scored a goal 11 games in a row, which is the most out of any player in Premier League history.
How does Birmingham get relegated? I remember when I was watching Premier Heavy, at least Birmingham was in the Prem. Now they're getting relegated to League One. How do you fall from like? How do you fall off like that?
Bad ownership, bad management, sold all their best players.
This is
Like they
crazy.
got Jude Bellingham got his jersey retired, which is crazy, because he signed a new deal to give Birmingham money because Birmingham needed the money. Do you know what the problem with players going for so much money? You put clubs in positions that they feel like they don't need to sell because they've sold big money already. So now they got more of a struggle. Before clubs needed to sell because they needed money to fund for their buys. Now
See,
if
this
there's
is this
60,
this is why soccer needs like a cap. Not necessarily, it hurts the players, but it's to save these ownerships because the way they manage money is so bad.
oh yeah,
It's like they manage
they're
money
gonna
so
change the
bad.
rules. I can tell. They're gonna change the rules soon because FFP ain't working. It looks like Liverpool aren't gonna buy anybody this window. And
They're
yeah,
gonna
man,
start putting,
it's done. And
they're
people,
gonna
you know
start
what the
putting
crazy
cap.
thing is? People said Liverpool should have moved fast to quickly sign it before he changed his mind. Bro would have changed his mind by January.
Yep,
Players
I'm
like that
saying you
change
guys
their
don't need a
mind
player
way
like
too
that.
early.
You guys don't need a player like that. He's soft. He's soft. Minute he has one bad game. Imagine the kind of trolling you guys do with Darwin Nunes. Imagine how that would have affected Zubimendi if he was
Oh man, he
on
would have took the
Liverpool.
first plane back.
He would have quit right there and then. He would have quit.
You do really reject Liverpool to freaking be around mountains.
And I think that's part of the reason why he looked at it. He probably seen like, man, look at how they do Darwin Nunes.
But
If I
that's not
mess up,
happened to him.
well, if he messes up, he'll get cooked. Soccer Twitter is
Well,
ruthless, man. They'll find a reason in games.
no, he would get cooked. But like at the end of the day, man, that's what comes to the territory when you have a big club, bigger fan base. People have high expectations. People want to win.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Look at Laker fans. Laker fans cook all their players.
Laker fans are just delusional, man. I can't stand them.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Laker
just
fans are
delusional.
similar to Chelsea fans.
They're just
But
delusional.
anyway,
Hey, no disrespect to Chelsea
I'm
fans.
gonna I'm gonna wrap this up, man.
All
Zubimendi,
right.
you've ruined everybody's day. You have literally made yourself not welcome at Anfield because a lot of people hate you right now. I don't really hate you. I just think you're an idiot. But it is what it is. I don't really
I,
hate Zubimendi. I just think he's stupid.
man, I don't think he'll ever come to Anfield, so you don't have to worry about that.
Nah, if Liverpool play Real Sociedad, actually, I don't think Real Sociedad. You know what it is? I think everything's going downhill for him here. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of players that reject Liverpool, their careers don't really end that well.
Who's comes to mind?
Can I say it though?
Okay.
The only person I can say is Jude Bellingham. That's good.
Okay.
But that's how it is at the end of the day. Really just depends on what your aim is and what your goal is. But anyways, guys, that's been it. Zubimendi, man, have fun at Real Sociedad for your whole entire career. I wouldn't be surprised if they have ownership over your name and whatnot. So yeah. Yeah, man, they grabbed you by your balls and you actually let them do what they did to you, man. It's actually crazy, man.
Oh man,
Now,
chill.
now, Joe, you should have heard the other guy. The other guy said needs to change his whole gender, bro. he said he's gonna watch every game, and people are just. Do you know why people are so mad? It's not because he rejected Liverpool. It's because of how long he took. Every day, people
Yeah.
would wake up trying to see any news. He's still thinking. It's tough to go back on his word. He's basically giving Liverpool all the green light. Goes back on his word. But hey, man, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go sleep. Hopefully, wake up. This is a bad dream, and Zubimendi's still thinking. No, but bro, that's the one positive thing I can say. I'm glad it's over. I can move on. I can stop caring. But anyways, I'll talk to you later. And I'll
All right,
catch
man.
you guys